everything that you are hoping to find that's important to a whiskey enthusiast is right here. So hey guys, welcome back once again. Today we have a whiskey from a distillery that has only been recently established in the greater sense of Scottish distilleries, and that distillery is Arran. So we are going to do a tasting and review of the Arran single malt port cask finish. Now, as I say, Arran's only recently been established, and recently I say is almost 30 years ago, so in 1995, and I believe they have a sister distillery as well called Lag, also on the Isle of Arran. One of the things that I really like about how Arran is presenting their whiskies is there's no hiding. I absolutely love the presentation of their spirits, and the reason being is prominent right on the tube that the whiskey comes in, and also on the front of the bottle itself. It clearly states non-chill filtered, natural color, and the ABV of 50%. Right from the jump, as a whiskey enthusiast, those are the kind of things that I look for in a whiskey and appeal to me immensely. And to have it clearly laid out on the front label of the bottle, very open and transparent. Today, as per usual, we're going to jump into this whiskey. We're going to nose the whiskey, taste the whiskey, get a sense of the finish, and share my thoughts and what I uncover with you guys today. So with that said, let's pour a dram of the Arran port cask finish. As soon as I've opened it, very strong aroma coming off the bottle. One thing that I should mention as well is this particular expression of Arran is a no age statement. I do know that it's a port cask finish, so what that indicates is it may well only be 6 months to a year in the port cask if it's only perhaps a 3-year-old whiskey. Look at that color, isn't that beautiful? Almost has this light creamy peach kind of color haze to it. It's so nice to see a whiskey with natural color. And another plus I think for Arran is that it gives some concise tasting notes on the front of the label as well. So everything that you are hoping to find that's important to a whiskey enthusiast is right here. So on the front of the port cask finish bottle, it says, well balanced and powerful with notes of hazelnut, strawberry jam, and mandarin oranges. Arran single malt is perfectly complemented by the complexity of the port cask. Okay, so let's dive into the nose and see what we can find. There's such a nice quality scent that comes off Arran whiskey. It's very much a floral, there's a fruitiness to it. The malt has like a delicate smell. It's not a slap you in the face malt, and it may well be that it's because it's a younger whiskey. There's just this gorgeous summertime scent to it. Interestingly, I pick up a scent of lemonade on the nose for me personally. Very much the mandarin. There's a little breadiness now. Gorgeous, like a soft, white, fresh loaf of bread out of the oven. It's a very lovely nose. The elements, everything ties in really lovely. and each element has just a delicate hint that just sits comfortably and knows the position that it belongs in, and they all come together. It's very, very pleasing on the nose. This nosing has got me looking forward to the palate, so let's try now and see what flavors come across on my palate. Mm. Mm. Mouth warming. You feel it coat across the front of my tongue. There's this beautiful warmth, lovely maltiness, very vibrant. As I say earlier, that sort of summer fruits, you know, just the citrus coming through, beautiful like sunlit fields of flowers. It's a very enjoying whiskey on the palate. The port influence is very subtle. It's still very much forward driven by the spirit. I'm not getting great deals of the chocolates or the coffee notes on the palate. Very much more those, as the label suggests, that the hazelnut kind of flavors coming through. It's all very delicate. It's a very pleasing whiskey, and I think it benefits greatly by being bottled at 50% ABV. It gives it enough texture and mouthfeel that it's enjoyable and it's nice on the palate, and it's not lacking, even though it's probably a very youthful whiskey. Still lots of the lemonade coming off the glass now as well. The bread notes are there, very much that maltiness, the fresh steaming hot loaf of bread out of the oven. The hazelnuts coming through more. There's this really nice balance of a sweet citric bitey type fruit combined with the wonderful maltiness in the bread. I get that sweet lemonade sort of invigorating. You know when you have a glass of lemonade and it's sort of fresh and the tingles, the bubbles sort of pick you up a little. There's a bit of a lift to this whiskey. It's very lovely. It's really pleasant. It's just a good quality integrity whiskey, as Ralphie would say. It's just presented well, it noses well, and it's lovely on the palate. So let's try now on the second sip and see how the whiskey unfolds and ultimately how it finishes. The hazelnut is really dominant now at the back of my palate. There's this, it's almost like this interesting combination of, if you're familiar with Nutella, not as dense as Nutella in the terms of that hazelnut chocolate spread, but the nuttiness of the hazelnut on say fresh toast in the morning, and you're getting that kind of scent maybe with a glass of grapefruit juice or the mandarin juice. That's where it's at. You're getting a nice level of bite. There is, at 50%, this is not overpowering at all. It actually, I think, gives it a wonderful little kick where you get that richness from the high ABV that helps bring everything together on the Arran port cask finish. It's a really nice balanced whiskey with a lot for, I think, any whiskey enthusiast. is going to find something that they enjoy in this bottle. I absolutely recommend it. It's when I picked this bottle up in Australia, it ranges between $100 to typically $120. It is reasonable to get this at $100. If you're paying more than $120, you're probably overpaying for it. But at 50% ABV, non-chill filtered, natural colored, no age statement, but for that price, that's still a great value, right? There's a nice earthiness now on the finish. I attribute it very much to that typical type, the Dunnage warehouse muskiness, almost I guess like mushrooms. It's interesting. There's like a mushroom. The finish is just sitting. It's on my palate. It's just staying there. It's really nice. I think, as I say, the Arran port cask finish absolutely benefits from the higher ABV, and it's great to see Arran bottle a lot of their whiskies with the higher ABV content. It's a great dram. If you like this one, please let me know by leaving a like on the video, and leave your comments down below, and make sure to subscribe to the channel. And until the next one, enjoy your whiskey responsibly. Thanks, guys.